To do watercolors, you will need a watercolor set.
As shown here.
They also come in the form of tubes, which is in there. You will also need brushes.
These brushes come in two kinds, the regular brush and the water brush.
You will need water and a cup to hold it in.
Shown here, just a regular cup.
You should probably use a disposable cup because watercolor is probably not safe to consume. You will need watercolor paper to draw on because it is thicker than normal paper and will be able to keep the water from seeping through the paper, which is really annoying. And you will need a palette, which is optional because it sometimes comes in with the set.
For the tube watercolors, they do not come with a palette, so you can use something like this.
Yep.
Like acrylic paint, watercolor can dilute in water. However, unlike acrylic paint, you have to dilute it in water, otherwise you will not be able to paint.
Also, in direct contrast with acrylic paint, watercolor will lighten after drying. So, you might not be able to see, but it has lightened. I can guarantee that.
And watercolor is extremely portable. The containers for each set of colors is small and much easier to carry around than several tubes of acrylic or oil paint. As you can see here, once this is closed, it's pretty small. Whereas here, you can see it's much smaller than tubes of paint.
Watercolor is also easy to clean because it washes away easily with water. Because paints are reusable after drying with the application of some water, that means that there is less wasted paint. So here we have some dried watercolor.
To paint it, we can just clean our brush, dry it, soak it up. Also, if you were to paint, like say, onto a surface you didn't want to paint on, you could just dry it up and clean it, like so. Watercolor has a unique kind of color and transparency, which has an effect that makes many people like watercolor.
However, you will need to be careful when doing watercolor because it is hard to correct mistakes.
Especially once the paint is dry, it cannot be removed. Like the example I showed you with wetting it earlier, it won't work. As for the transparency, you can see that it's very transparent. Some of the original blue still shines through. Because of the water component in the paint, watercolor can be unpredictable,
which can cause you to make mistakes.
And that's not a very pretty color, is it?